Hello, and welcome back to Hero Rise, the Hero Project by Zachary Sergi. I am your host from Lonely Man Studios. It's been a while, and I apologize about that. I have been very sick, and I've been trying to recover, and then still kind of hearing my voice, and I've been feeling like dog shit. So, we're going to get back into it. It's been a while. As I said before, the last part that I do remember we left off is that we found out Jenny was null. We got into the competition officially after being warned not to because of like nuclear fissions and stuff from our power potentials. Could be fun. So, we're up to chapter 5, Null and Devoid. You're not sure you ever get used to seeing Jenny in her null costume? There's something so vacant about it. The plastic faceplate, the dull hum of her weaponry, the sloshing sound, the neon, what? The sloshing sound, the neon, the neon coolant masks running through the seams. Okay. So that did not make sense there for a second. Then again, you suppose that's the point. Null, a blank slate for dark justice. We've got 20 minutes before we start at the Hero Project complex, Jenny says. Though really it's Null speaking through a shrill voice distorter that is quite frankly disturbing.
Shall we run down our competition?
You and Null are in a limo on your way to the Hero Project final selection party. It's going to serve as the last pre-taped episode before the live finals start. A lavish event set in the compound's contestant mansion that will unveil the finalists. And since you missed most of the roster announcement last night, you know you need to do your homework now. Null activates a holographic projection from her ME chip in the face of her 18 contestants, and the final selection appears in front of you. Null just has the essential information that you'll need today listed here, but she also sent you the full version of contestant rundown, which has more information on everyone's powers, costumes, and histories. The full contestant rundown is now saved to your ME chip, and you can access it at any time by visiting your show stats screen. Oh wow. This might be a longer episode. Oh. Fumble at stage show. Why not? Though they count as separate contestants, these two always seem to come as a pair. In fact, they were the first two to get gilded keys in the semifinals because they work so well together, Null explains. Hero, alias Fumble, and stage show identity Stephen Agnes and Kiki Card from New York City. Fumble and stage show have been dominating New York's hero scene for the last few years. They're frequent tabloid fodder, better known for their epic fights and penchant for partying than actual hero work. Jury. I'm sure we don't have to say about this cracker, Jack, Noel says, making sure to sound as bored as possible. Preach, you say, wanting to move on quickly. You hate that Jury has made it to the final selection, but given his role as America's future first son and his potential ties to the White House, it makes sense that the show would want him involved. Because you wouldn't know what life felt like without a victim thorn sticking in your side one way or another, you glance over Jury's pages anyway, just to refresh your memory. Aaron Victim, Millennium City, California. Jury is the son of Mayor Victor Emily, who is currently running for president. That's fantastic background. Aaron, got it. Summit. That's the slugger who stole a key from me, you say. Well, that makes sense considering Summit is the most vocal anti-powered hero in the country. And the fact that you are an infinity probably makes you a double wide target for him. Summit, secret unknown. What? Okay. Detroit, Michigan. Summit is a famously outspoken anti-powered advocate and Detroit's #1 unpowered street hero. Cheese. This is one is particularly controversial entry, Noel says, looking over the page. Sheath, Alexander Azarov, Detroit, Michigan. Considered by many to be a dangerous powered sociopath, Sheath now resides in Detroit as a street-level hero. The Bear. Is it bad that I'm actually a huge fan of this? Noel asks, and you can imagine Jenny smirking underneath that mask, though you had mixed feelings about the Bear, a notable gay hero icon. Dean Reese. I actually remember in the last game I had gay for Victim as a funny joke. Los Angeles, California. A prominent Los Angeles hero, the Bear also doubles as a gay cultural icon, having appeared in many reality shows and a slew of clandestine adult holotapes. Well, I now know why they call him a bear. He's probably packing down under. I don't think you'll need much of a refresher in No Chuckles and her dull buzz, and you really don't. You know more than you might want to about black magic and her reality-altering powers, though just like everyone else, you know very little about black magic's secret identity and true origins. Galaxa. She's going to be the one to watch out for, Noel says, and you definitely agree. Galaxa, Jackie Kimura. Washington, D.C. Building her entire career in Washington, D.C., Galaxa is now the newest member of the Power Branch, a local power team that reports directly to the Vice President. So, another tie to D.C. Scoundrel. I stopped her from nearly killing another girl inside the arena. That one's vicious. Well, apparently she's your neighbor. She's from the fringes too, Noel says, looking over Scoundrel's half-turkey body. Only imagine and discuss. Turkeys are supposed to be particularly nasty, aren't they? Especially a turkey who wasn't probably part of a fringe's anti-gang, who was probably part of. You certainly know what it's like to grow up as an outcast in the fringes. Maybe you could mentor Scoundrel. Though the last time you did that for a young hero, it didn't exactly end well. Unknown, Millennia City, California. Very little known about this amateur, other than the fact that she's a teen who hails from Millennia City, Eastern Fringes. So that's going to be fun to see. Inherit. Oh, Slugger. I might have to take off the mask before I vomit at this one, Noel says, pointing a finger towards where their mouth usually would be. And you certainly agree. Inherit stands for pretty much everything you don't. Inherit. Troy Spence, Kansas City, Missouri. Inherit serves as a celebrity hero spokesperson for the meek, and his name is taken from their core belief: the meek shall inherit the earth. Okay, the Crush. You saw the Crush in the arena, but you still have no idea what he's doing as a contestant on the Hero Project. There's something very wrong here, Noel says, shaking her head. Official word is that the Crush was released from a sentence at the Devoid as part of his initiative to prove the rehabilitative success of the Devoid. Though it hasn't been publicly released who signed off on this, the producers must love the buzz the Crush brings. But all signs of whatever conspiracy might be unfolding point to the Crush. I've got to figure out what his agenda is, Duns. You don't know what to say. You're too busy wondering whether the Crush has interacted with your parents in the Devoid. And if he has, what you might say to him. The Crush. Raja Hidal. City of Operation. None. The Crush is the most feared cult leader of the past century, responsible for the infamous Crushing Revolution murders of 2100. The Crush is supposed to be serving a life sentence in the Devoid, but has been released early to participate in the Hero Project after a full rehabilitation. Caper. Next, Noel says, yawning as you pull up Caper's page. Caper, Secret Unknown, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Caper has made a respectable living protecting the Twin Cities as a mid-level working hero. Toronto Rain? What? How the fricker? Okay. You gotta be kidding me, you say, your eyes nearly bulging out of your head. You haven't seen Toronto Rain since the whole Prodigal debacle. Her parents almost took out a restraining order against you, despite the fact that Toronto Rain has been working as a blackmailed mole for Prodigal. You're supposed to be happy to see Toronto Rain is doing well, but you have absolutely no freaking idea what you're gonna say to her if you see her. And you both made it through to the live finals. Let's keep moving. What the freak? Johnny Biscotti. The Joker is one of the wild cards as you scroll through this page. Johnny Biscotti. Johnny Gabaldi. Oh, okay. He's such original. Brooklyn, New York. A former policeman, an amateur hero from Brooklyn. There is no public record of Johnny Biscotti's hero's exploit. What the frick, Torada? Lucky. I saw her in the casting line. I Lucky's picture for a few seconds too long. Yeah, she made it through as a wild card, Noel says, though you might want to stick those googly eyes back inside your head. You move on to Lucky's file. Lucky Smith. Okay. Millennia City, California. Okay. An amateur hero trying to make it in Millennia City. Lucky moved to MC from Tennessee. The Wick. Another one of the wild cards. Seattle, Washington, one of Seattle's longest standing heroes. The Wick also leads Seattle's premier power team, the Pikers, for 5 years. Okay, so experienced. Wintry. I have no words idea how she made it to the final selection, Noel says, shaking her head at Wintry's page. I saw her go through a wall, you say, but she's selected as one of the wild cards. What's her story? Amanda J. Miller, Bennington, New Hampshire, an empty nester, full-time mother, and housewife. Okay. Wintry decided to chase her lifelong dream of becoming a professional powered hero once her kids went to college. So she's responsible, at least. Mock Girl. She's another wild card I can't understand, Noel says. She nearly got clawed to death in the semifinals by that turkey girl. Scoundrel. She has no business making it through. Trust me, I had to peel Scoundrel off the poor girl, you say, and that turkey chick was no joke. Well, your track record with Annie ladies isn't exactly sterling, hotshot, Noel says. It looks like someone else has their claws out, you say. Cut her some slack. We were all rookies at some point. Hey, some of us in this limo still are. You smile at Noel, but she points at the rocket launcher fastened to her faceplate. Do not mess. Carolyn Yilmaz, Katy, Texas. An amateur hero, Mock Girl has suspended her high school education to enter the hero. Why? Okay. You're finished. There's an unparalleled group of heroes and some questionable villains from all across the country, and they range from some of the most famous heroes to total unknown amateurs. As young as 16 and as old as 60. And as excited as you are to meet some of them, these heroes are also your competition. You have to get through most of them to win the Hero Project to make the American Protectorate. That's quite the lineup, you say. I don't know how I'm going to remember all of them. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure the final selection will be the end of the line for you anyway. Well. Says the woman dressed as a giant plastic robot. You really need to work on your zingers, darling, Noel says. Here's a cup of luxury limo espresso. Maybe you'll get that pink sledge you call a brain up and running. See, you need me in the finals. What would you ever do without banter like this, you say, putting a hand on Noel's black-clad shoulder. But Jenny pulls away as you arrive at the Hero Project complex. By the way, have you checked your legend level since last night's episode airing? Updated, and it has already jumped to 45 with an extra boost from doing so well in the semifinals. Yeah, I just saw that one anyway. Relatively small boost. Yeah, I was like, wasn't I like 40 or something before? After they cut my legend level in freaking half. But you're dealing with natural legend levels now, considering the negative spin the show gave you. It's a miracle your legend went up at all. If you make it into the higher shows, you can only expect your level to go higher and higher. Living and dying for you, Habibi. Emmy Chip chimes in, fanning herself with oh no. Living and dying for you, Habibi. Emmy Chip chimes in. Stay ballin', lovies. Or stay ballin', lovekins. I love you, Jew. 5 minutes later. The limo pulls a stop, and despite yourself, you feel a surge of nerves. You have no idea if you've done enough to be on the heroes who moved on to the live finals, but you certainly know you want to more than anything. Showtime, Noel says, shaking her gloved fingers and the creepiest jazz hands you've ever seen. 10 minutes later. 20 minutes later. 30 minutes later. Okay. You sit on the red carpet outside the contestant mansion, flashbulbs in your eyes, and you can't imagine ever belonging somewhere anywhere else. Dance, dance! The photographer shout, and you can even hear some Habibi and sashimi yells thrown in there. Why not? The flashes double to capture power display. As if it wasn't cool enough, next you find yourself ushered into one of the most gorgeous mansions you've ever seen. The contestant mansion was built on the edge of the Hero Project compound, meant for the American Protectorate to live in, though it will serve as the Hero Project's main contestant residence for now. You look around in awe, and you gaze, stopping on a massive crystal chandelier that seems to hover in the grand foyer. This could be your home if you make it onto the show. How much power did I use? None! It was free! I'm not used to free in this game. They punish you for everything. I don't understand. Did I read that right? Yeah. What the fuck? Okay. I'll take it. You stand still for a moment, not sure where to go next. Null slipped in before you, and you're not sure where she ended up.
Chicky Miranda!
You hear Gigi's voice go across the room.
I've been positively out of my mind without you, man. Where you been looking so ravishing?
Gigi, wearing a rather elegantly embroidered a moo rolls up with a smile plastered across his wide face. It's good to see you too, you say, leaning down to give Gigi a double cheek kiss.
I do hope you're ready for quite the night, my wondrous Scaramouche,
Gigi says, leading you further into the mansion.
There are many people here, waiting to meet you. As a matter of fact, here's the first.
Tarana. Gigi rolls into a formal living room, which is packed with glamorously dressed guests and dozens of camera orbs floating to capture the scene. But the first thing you see is Rebellion, standing tall in his standard blue and gold fatigues, his eyes glowing orange. Even though you've met him many times, the sight of your idol still knocks the air from your gut.
Can't get cozy enough with these judges now, can we?
Gigi whispers with a giggle as you approach. Dance, Rebellion says, his voice resonating with his usual boom. I'm very pleased to see you made it here, amongst so many other Millennial Group members. I was certainly pulling for you. Still am. It's an honor, sir, you say, shaking his hand. But I've been very curious. What's happening to the Millennial Group roster with so many of us here at the Hero Project? I got the call saying I'd have to suspend my group membership if I made it to the live finals. Is it the same for you, Black Magic, and Jury? Any group member who made it to the live finals will have to go temporarily inactive. Of course, I've left the group to lead the winners of the Hero Project into the American Protectorate. So the Diva is filling my spot as team leader, with Fistful, Monk, Processor staying on. We've also picked up a new members, Gila and Static. Though that's all being announced in this press release tomorrow, so I'll trust you both to keep quiet. Rebellion gives you an intimidating stare, causing you and Gigi to nod in agreement. That's rude. You must be relieved not to be part of this competition at your age. Like no, that's fucking rude. I can only hope I'm lucky enough to make it onto the Protectorate roster. I'm being selected as the American Protectorate leader. Though, honestly, there's no one as qualified as you to fill the job. Oh no, though honestly, there's no one quite as qualified. I just hope I'm up to the task, Rebellion says. Before you can say anything else, Rebellion is pulled away to talk to another guest. You turn back to Gigi, who gestures you to lean in as he hushes his voice.
Now don't tell anyone this, but I've been assigned to be your handler, man. Should you make it to the live finals, which means I'll get you everything your little heart desires, and be your eyes and ears on the production stuff. So you best make it through, my ravishing little rose petal.
You smile at Gigi. It's definitely going to be a good having someone like him in your corner.
You should know that at least 2 cameras are assigned to each contestant. The others row specifically looking for other events.
Gigi explains.
There's the drama cam, the showman's cam, the fight cam, the cry cam. The list goes on and on for all that stupid stuff, man. Which means you positively must mingle. The other heroes in the final 20 are here. It's time to start building some bridges, man. Don't you think? Perhaps assaulting with some of the more well-known heroes would be the best.
Gigi says, with a wink. A bit overwhelmed, you turn to look over at the party and see several familiar faces until a mass of black steps in front of you.
Dang it, no!
Can we have a second? Noel says to Gigi in the most intimidating monotone. Gigi gives you one last look before rolling away.
Make this count.
I have to get into the Hero Project computer system and hack some information, Noel whispers to you once you're alone. Will you come help me? I'll need some cover. Okay. As Noel steps back to wait for your answer, you look around the party. If you slip away now, you probably won't build any relationships or get any camera time. And who knows if you're still being judged for final selection. You might be hurting your chances, not to mention that if you get caught, you'll ruin your shot at being on the show. But it sounds like Jenny really needs your help with the investigation. It looks like you have a big choice to make, one that might help or hurt your chosen strategy. What are my options? I have help with Noel, mingle to build relations, make a scene to insult everyone else and get as much camera time as... That's bad. Make sure I talk to Rexford that he'll stay on my side as a producer and a judge. So here's what I'm thinking. If we get in, and it would help to mingle to get my chances in. That's what I was been told. Okay. If we get into the building, then we have access to their computers at all time. So we could do that anytime without the cameras functioning on us at this moment. So it might be best to wait. That's what I feel is the best choice. I'm not doing make a scene to insult. I've already had bad things. Mingle to build relationships or target Rexford. What are my stats at? I do need to build stats with Rexford. So let's do that. You love Jenny, but you need to do what's best for you here. I'll just slow you down, you say. I'll stay here and keep an eye out for everything for you. Noel stares at you for a few beats, then just turns to go without a word. That can't be good. It was not good. Did it go down again? No. Walking across the room, you spot Rexford talking to some of his underling producers near a baby grand piano. Taking a deep breath, you approach. Rexford, can I have a moment? For several seconds, Rexford looks at you like you might have lost your mind, but then turns to his minions, nodding for them to excuse themselves. This had better be good, Sashim. So I'm kissing this butt, if I remember right. I can't stop thinking about you and the things I want to do to your body. No. I want you to know that when it comes to the show, I respect any wishes you might have. That's a threat. That's a threat. Whatever you say, Dunstretch said, not sounding particularly moved. Now, if you'll excuse me, I seem to have a show to run. Clipping you in the shoulder as he goes. You sigh, hoping that was enough to get your point across. A little. Back in the main living room, suddenly a crowd hushes and lights dim. When you turn around, you find the judges have already taken to the stage, joined by Colt and a dozen camera orbs. Alright, everyone, the time has come. We're going to commence with the final selections. Says to no one and everyone, let's move to the auditorium. Despite yourself, your heart catches in your throat. 30 minutes later. There's your 30 minutes later. 100 worthy contestants were selected out of thousands to compete in the greatest heroic competition on the planet. Colton says, his voice amplified through the microphone in the soundstage auditorium. These 20 brave contestants were mighty enough to beat out 80 other heroes in the semifinals, whether by successfully navigating the 3 rounds to procure a gilded key, or by being singled out as a wild card by esteemed judges. Colton looks down the front of the audience where Rexford, Rebellion, and Damajip. Alright, sit at the... I don't know how to do that one. Your eyes is drawn to them if you seat behind Colton. From your seat behind Colton. The contestants sit on a set of bleachers lined up to await your fates. Now we're about to find out which of these 20 contestants will move forward to the live rounds through the final selection. Judges, tell us a little about the tough decisions you've had to make. The live finals will be chosen based on their leadership scores, which reflect... Oh no, that's Rexford. Which reflect their performance in the semifinal rounds. Points were assigned or deducted based on how fast contestants advanced through their strategic decisions, their heroic character, and their ability to finish off with high levels of power and health. Those heroes where the highest leadership scores will be advancing tonight. And Rebellion? What can our heroes expect in the live finals? Colton asks next. In the live finals, our heroes will be assigned missions to neutralize real-world powered threats to the United States. Rebellion says, not even bothering to pretend he isn't reading from a script placed in front of him. Always the hero first. There will be elimination until we reach our winning roster, based on a combination of leadership scores accumulated during challenges, a contestant's vote, and public popularity vote. This way, our finals will have a successful and trusted on all fronts to make it onto our team. I, for one, can't wait to see how long that plays out, Colton exclaims. And you have to admit, neither can you. No reality show has ever tested its contest so rigorously. Then again, it's important the winning roster of the American Protectorate be able to complete missions, fight threats, operate with other heroes, and secure public adoration all at the same time. And thankfully, these are things you've proven you can handle, even in your short career. And Daimi Chip. How many heroes would be advancing to our live finals tonight? Colton turns to ask. Well, Colton, we've decided that our current 20 contestants and 13 with the highest leadership scores will be selected to advance to the live finals. That means 7 heroes sitting on the stage will be eliminated in a matter of minutes? Colton asks, turning back to the contestants' bleachers. That's a brutal cut. Well, Colton, Demi Chips continues, we're looking for the best of the best, the cream of the crop. Fair enough, you think, looking around at the 19 other heroes gathered here. You know you should be good enough to beat 7 of them. Slugger, you're good enough to beat all of them, if that's what it's gonna take. I came in here for experience, not for actual placement. Because I don't see myself getting placed at all. Experience, yes. Placement, no. But I need to get to the finals in order to do that. So if I get cut early just because of Rexford, then yeah, I'm screwed. Well then, let's get to it, shall we? Colton says, causing the announcement in the auditorium to erupt with applause. You dig your fingertips into your thighs, forcing yourself to stop shaking. It's been quite a journey already getting here. You can't imagine who awaits you if you make it through the live finals. And you can only hope Jenny and some of the right heroes make it there alongside you. We'll be revealing the advancing contestants on this leaderboard, Colton says, turning to face a giant hollow screen of the numbers 1 through 13 listed with blank spaces for hero names. Let's just get right down to it, shall we? It's time to reveal the first contestant, our final 13, the hero who scored the highest in the semifinals. You crane your neck to see the screen watching as the first name scrolls into view. Inherit. Great. Double check real quick. Inherit was from the Meek, correct? Choice spends. Oh, I have age now. Can generate force fields both defensively and offensively from very expensive and advanced Meek sponsored Emmy chicken. Okay. Okay. Alright. You watch as Inherit leaps to his feet and waves the crowd, smiling smugly. He didn't seem to have any doubts about advancing. Inherit crosses the stage, shaking Colton's hand, and thanks the judges before moving backstage. Before the filming of the final selection began, you were prepped by a team of producers led by Gigi. You were all told as soon as the results were revealed, you were to step off stage and begin filming reaction interview packages. So as Inherit disappeared backstage, you know that he's now in the hands of a dozen producers asking him how he feels. You try to prepare your own responses. You just pray they're going to be elated ones. How do you feel about Inherit making it to the final 13? I really don't care about him. I don't know enough about him. Like, in a fight, I'm pretty sure I could win against him because he just generates force fields. I can do the same thing. with anti-gravity, I should say. And I do have force fields, and I have that other stuff as well. So I have a very large power set. I'm pretty sure if it came down to a fight, I could beat him, but that would look bad on the Meek. You turn back to the screen, watching a second leaderboard position is filled by Fumble. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm sorry. I don't remember most of these. Fumble. Fumble, fumble, fumble. Am I blind? Oh, Fumble. There it is. Oh yeah, these are the duo. Has top level athletic powers into legendary super tackles. Stage show is considered arsenal of light based powers from lasers to fireworks. Okay, these were the actual two that I liked because they do the common thing. Okay. Okay. Third up is stage show. Alright, the partner. Considering both advanced by working together, this isn't surprising. The three of the most famous heroes were the first to advance. Though they do party a lot too. But they have their ways, so I don't really care either. Not out of those two options, I don't have any bad feelings about them. It's about time that your name was called. No. Jury. How do you feel about your biggest rival making it to the final 13? You know never to trust a victim ever. They have their own agenda, but I can't wait to wipe the floor with Jury. I could try to do some damage. Assuming you advance through the final selection as well. Now that Jury has been called, you start to lose your patience. You look around, there are 16 heroes still on the bleachers and only 9 spots left. You think about your odds. I'm going to be like at the very bottom if I get it. Black magic! Just made it through, which can only mean good things, assuming you make it through too. That also is 5 for 5 when it comes to the most famous heroes. As the 6 is posted, you can only hope that you're going to be included in there. No. The Crush. Yep. His makes you nervous. So how do you feel about the Crush making it to the final 13? Maybe he will have something to talk to me about the Devoid. But the thought passage is realized there are nearly 14 heroes remaining to fill 7 spots. The Bear! As the Bear stands up, his massive frame shakes the entire stage, but you're too distracted by the fact that neither you nor Jenny have made it through yet. You can't imagine having to continue this experience without her, or even worse, having her continue this experience without you. You look over at Null and also notice that none of the wild cards advanced to the final 13 yet either. Summit! That's 2 breeds of fervent anti-powered heroes that have made it through ahead of you. Summit. What does Summit do? Wasn't he like super strong? Aiming to become a role model for unpowered kids in America who feel inferior, Summit specialized in Olympic events to represent the best of human skills. Archery, pole vault, gymnastics, and martial. Summit has trained himself to be a pinnacle of the human form. Okay. So he's superhuman, but can't. Okay. It will give me an opportunity to show the entire nation how wrong he is. This time you look over and notice she's looking directly back at you, even though you can't see her face through the black patch. You know exactly what she's thinking. This is not good. Your pulse picks up. No! And there she goes. Thanks, Slugger, she made it through. But then the wave of despair hits you. What if you can't join her? That's a thought that shakes you to its core, especially if you look around the thinking crowd of the bleachers. Thinning crowd. You sit there with Toronto Rain, Mock Girl, Caper, Scoundrel, Galaxa, Sheath, Johnny Biscotti, The Wick, Wintry, and Lucky. 11 very promising heroes, all hoping to claim one of the 4 spots remaining. Dunce! I'm not last! Woo! Ah! 10 out of 13. I got room for improvement. For a moment, the sound drowns out of the room as you think you did it. You scored high enough to be the 10th member. That's my birthday. Wait a second. 10, 13. Oh, I love it. 10, 13. I love you. Also, considering your leadership could have been as high as 100, as low as 0, you're just happy to be advancing at all. Though for this particular, because of some pre-existing legend grading, you could have also scored as high as 80. Well, thanks, game! As you walk across the street, you can feel it. Your life is never going to be the same again. 30 minutes later, you've endured a grueling session of interviews and have 5 minutes to tell yourself before the final 13 shoots. Since you missed the rest of the finals, you were provided with the list of remaining finalists to advance, and you feel most strongly about Wintry and Mock Girl. What were the frickin' things? Wintry, I believe, was the one that was going through walls. Snow Ice Free. That's a good one. She was the common housewife. Okay. And Mock Girl can fly at supersonic speeds. I like Wintry. One way or good, it would be good for you to have an amateur like Wintry in the final 13. But then your eyes catches on something at the bottom of the list. Judges save Lucky. The judges keep saving Lucky, who was the wild card as well. Then you suddenly must see something special, or something you're a bit afraid of to admit you see in yourself. It might be a dangerous thing, living and working with someone as cute as Lucky. At any rate, that means that the live finals now feature 14 finalists. You just wonder how many you'll make up the winning roster for the American Protectorate. Finally, you look over the names of the 6 eliminated contestants, all who must already be filming exit interviews by now. You can imagine what it would be like to be one of them, to have your dreams blown apart after making it this far. You feel the most for... I think I liked the Wick. The Wick was a pretty good one, right? Yeah, I feel bad for her. The Wick is a hardworking hero striving to become better just as hard as you, so seeing her go home strikes a particular personal chord. Learning you head back against the wall. You try to soak this moment in. This is huge. You're one of the 14 heroes who are about to be launched to an unparalleled level of fame. You can only hope you're ready for what lies ahead. Chances are your entire life is about to change in ways you can't even imagine. And it was evident by tonight's cuts. You know it can all be taken away from you as quickly as it has been given. So you'd better rise to the occasion. But for right now, you just try to soak in the happiness, because your dreams are actually coming true in real life. Breaking news from New York City. The sound of a 3V being turned on somewhere backstage pulls you back into reality. You stand to find a group of producers and crew members standing around a 3V set where Sherry saw is holographically projected before you. We've just received word that Millennium City-based power terrorist cell known as the Infa-Ulta has launched another attack, this time in New York City. Reports are still coming in, but... Oh, we're just receiving images right now. Wait, they can't be... Oh my god. As the color drains from Sherry's face, suddenly the screen shifts to aerial footage above the Upper West Side of Manhattan, where the George Washington Bridge stretches across the Hudson River. Clogged with rush hour traffic, everything appears to be normal until you see something that makes your stomach drop to the floor. Without warning, the bridge begins to crumble down into the river. A mass of snapping cables and tumbling headlights. And you find it hard to breathe.